Hello everybody, welcome back for another episode on the Darwin's Room channel. Que lo que mi gente en el Caribe. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Today we're going to be talking about the newest sequel, I Know What You Did Last Summer, the 2025 one of the same name of the original. This, once again, follows a group of teenagers being hunted by a vengeful killer for the secrets of their past. This also brings back the likes of Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr., along with some other pretty cool cameos that I will not get into. Now, for the pros of this movie, it is a more effective telling of the original film. I enjoy parts of the original movie, but I will say I'm not a huge fan of it, and I think the second one was really dull, and I'm sure most people would agree with that because the ratings aren't the best. But I think they take the same story of the first one and do a mostly better job with it. The big holdup here is that it doesn't feel necessary because it is the same movie. They don't change anything until about the halfway point of the film, and that's when they start to do things differently. But honestly, it feels like too little too late. They could have easily incorporated some different approaches to make it more fresh and authentic and engaging. But I found myself in the first half of this movie somewhat bored because it felt like a recycled rehash of the original film, and it wasn't doing anything differently to make it worthwhile. So I was really disappointed to see how lackluster the creativity was in this movie. I really wanted to see more and something different with this sequel. However, that is the first half. The second half, I really enjoyed myself with. I thought that the second half pays off for the downfalls of the first half pretty well. There's some really exciting subversions of what you expect to happen, and I liked how they handled the legacy characters. I feel like that is really trendy right now. Obviously, that's why they made this film, is to go with this trend of a legacy sequel, bring back the legacy characters. But they do something different with these legacy characters that I was really fond of. Maybe not hardcore fans of the original will enjoy, but I think that it was effective, and it gave me what I wanted the first half of the film to do. It gave me something different to be intrigued and surprised by. Also, the characters are light years more likable. They are so much more likable than the characters of the original film, and it was easier for me to root for them and want them to survive, which is, I feel, what a slasher movie like this is supposed to accomplish. You should be rooting for the main characters to survive. I find that it's really tedious when movies make characters rude and obnoxious and bad people for the sake of the audience wanting to see them disappear. And I find it much more effective in storytelling if you make likable leads that you want to root for, which ups the stakes and makes it that much more engaging. And I think most people would agree, so I don't know why this trend has continued of unlikable characters. So anyways, that was really refreshing to see the likable characters in these lead roles with this new group of teenagers. I think that they all did a spectacular job. The kill sequences, they also are much more exciting. The original, again, it's from 1997. As it stood on its own, it was a lower budget film. So this movie was gonna be better than the original in terms of the kill sequences and how they handle the plot. It was much more well done. However, the catch-22 with that is some of the more modern tropes where the film is largely driven by jump scares, which would be fine if they were effective. In every single jump scare of this movie, you could call it out. You knew when it was going to happen, and you knew how it was going to happen. It was really dull, and it felt boring. I did not like how they incorporated so many useless and ineffective jump scares in this film. It did not add anything to the plot. It didn't add anything or elevate the experience. I wish that they handled that differently. I don't know why they wanted the film to be driven on that modem, because it just didn't work, and it never really has. So I wish that that was handled a lot better. because it does deteriorate a lot of the quality of the film. But in terms of quality, from a technical perspective, this movie looks great. Visually, it's really impressive. I like the color grading of the film. The cinematography looks solid. Again, the kill sequences are exciting. It's well directed. There's not immense shaky cam or anything like that. It looks really fluid and very smooth, and they do a good job with it. I really enjoyed how this movie looked, and I like the soundtrack of it as well. The music is catchy, and the score is tense when it needs to be. It's just that unfortunately the jump scares aren't effective, which kind of is a detriment to the score that was put together for this film. In the end, this movie has redeeming qualities. It has enjoyable moments. I like the cameos from the legacy characters. I like how those legacy characters are handled in a way that doesn't feel like nostalgia bait. They do some great things to take your expectations and flip them on their head. And I was really appreciative of that, even though I know maybe some people won't be. I found that to be different and entertaining. So my rating for I Know What You Did Last Summer is 2.5 out of 5 stars. While I have a lot of elements of this movie that I was disappointed by and I didn't like, in general, if you can erase the first movie from your mind, this is essentially a better version of that. I'm interested to see what they're gonna do with it. Have you guys watched this new version, this new sequel of I Know What You Did Last Summer? What did you think about it? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did you think it was okay, kind of just middle of the road? I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and continue the conversation down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for more reviews coming soon. God bless. Take care.